and welcome back to another episode of Get to Know Your Mod Author. I think this is episode 7. You guys know this guy for making pirates, recently making voodoo, and he's actually made one of the best dungeons I have ever had the privilege of playing, but it's also the fucking worst. Say hello to BigBizkit.
And I say hello to you.
Yes, you do. Oh. Anyway, BigBizkit, he's worked with me on Moleg Ball's Inferno and did a bunch of crazy shit. And I mean, anything you want to open with, Big, go for it.
What I want to open with?
Yeah, say
Okay.
some shit about yourself. Talk to, do whatever.
Well, yeah, as Darren said, I made the most complete, I'd say, pirate mod there is for Skyrim, Pirates of Skyrim. Also, the most complete voodoo mod there is for Skyrim to date, but
Is there
not
another,
many
wait, is
people
there
seem
another
to
voodoo
care.
mod?
Sorry, what?
Is there another voodoo mod?
No, there isn't actually.
Okay, so you've made the only. Okay, I was just making sure. It actually
Well,
looks good.
there is a little bit of witch doctor content here and there, but it's if you search for it, you won't find a lot. So that's the main reason why I made it, because I wanted to play a witch doctor.
It
So
looks
I
good. I
so-
haven't touched it yet. I might do it when I do a playthrough.
Yeah,
of Martin.
I think it's really niche. You don't, if you're playing like a standard Dovahkiin kind of deal, then you won't bother with a voodoo mask, for instance, right?
So unfortunately, Big knows the question of this type is coming. So Big, you're German, right?
I have a German passport. Yeah.
Where do you live? I thought you lived in Germany. Am I fucked up?
No, I do live in
Okay.
Germany. It's fair to call me German, yeah.
Close
But
enough.
I'm not. I wasn't born here, so your
Damn it.
stereotypical German jokes are a bit off.
Well, we'll make this work. The have you ever thought about, or have you ever been asked to role play as Hitler during sex? There's a pause here.
Well, define role play.
What? Yeah, you don't know the definition of role play? Like act like Hitler during sex?
Well,
Oh, this is gonna get interesting.
I think you didn't brief me on this. I think it should stay between you and me. It's not something for the audience.
Shh! Don't tell him about our private life.
Exactly.
Good answer. I don't know where to go from there. I'm gonna start with this one. I haven't really been asking people this one as much. Like, what? Actually, when did you start modding? I guess that's the first better question. Like, when did you actually start getting into creating mods?
Right. Okay. Do you want the long answer?
Yeah,
Long
go
and
for it.
tedious one?
Go for it.
Okay, so, well, the thing is, I didn't get Skyrim, for instance, before the beginning of 2014. But if you ask me about modding in general, I think the first game I really played on the PC, it was the first Command and Conquer, and that's what was the first game that I actually modded. Like, you could do little things like change, I don't know, health bars and shit like that, or you could make.
I've got to stop you because now I'm curious. Because I've never asked this one. How old are you?
I'm 28.
Really? Because first Command and Conquer. God, I was young teenager.
Right. But
Yeah.
first of all, I live in Germany, so there's a delay, and also I didn't get it when it was released. I got it way later.
I remember
No.
those games so fondly too, and then I look back at them. I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like giant pixels.
And one day I got this really obscure CD from a store, and it had lots of third-party programs which you could use to mod it, essentially, and that's what I did. I played the shit out of the first Command and Conquer because at the time the PC I had, it was the best game it could run. So, yeah, that's where the very basics of quote-unquote modding. Then later on, I played Warcraft 3, for instance, which was a bit more open to being modified, Some famous mods turned into games, as we all know from Warcraft. And I think the first Bethesda game, of course, was Morrowind that I modded for myself, mainly. And are you still there?
Yeah. Yeah.
because I'm hearing a bit of a noise there.
No, I'm good. I'm still here.
Okay. So yeah, Morrowind. I modded Morrowind quite a long time for myself. I never released anything, and I skipped Oblivion. I didn't have the PC that could handle it. And when I got my laptop, I bought Skyrim in 2000, end of 2013, beginning of 2014, and yeah, it was pretty much the same. Just the script language had changed a bit. The CK is a bit more advanced, but yeah, it's pretty similar. So yeah.
So what? This is the one I need to start asking people more. Like, what drives you? What makes you actually want to create this crap? Like,
Right.
what push? Like, what mental instability do you have? Because clearly we all have it, and it's some way or another because we actually want to do this shit.
Right. Well, I think a big part of it that Skyrim, for instance, or Bethesda games, they allow for a lot of modding, which isn't, typical for any type of game. So you already have this in your mind. For instance, when I'm in the game and I see a weapon which I really like, but it has crap damage or something, it doesn't bother me at all because I know I can mod it. So one thing is to change things I see in the game which I don't like 100% and mold it to my liking. And then it goes from there when I see something in the game, or I want to do something rather than the game which isn't there yet. But I can think of a number of ways how to achieve what I want to achieve. I go into CK, I set everything up, I think I know what I'm doing, I think it will work, then I go into the game, nothing works, and it's back to the CK, the drill. Yeah, it's basically... while playing the game, I get a vision in my head of what I want to do, what I would like the game to allow the player to do, which isn't there yet, and then I start modding to accomplish that. And I spend more time in the CK than in the game, as we all do.
Yeah, as we kind of noticed on that live stream when we were looking at the damn thing, it's like...
Yeah, I was a bit relieved to hear that Ellie had like 4,000 hours.
Yeah. The fact that she beats me is like crazy. Like, that was fucking... I thought I was...
I only had like 1,500.
I have like 3,600 on the fucking Skyrim creation kit, and I thought I was going to be the
winner. The CK I actually don't even know because I don't know where to look for it.
It tells you in the I think the same spot that it has Skyrim. Like if you click over it in Steam, you can actually see the... Actually, I'm going to pull up Steam because I want to know how much you have now. Let me see. If you go to Library, Tools, Work. Library tools... No, never mind. That doesn't tell me. I don't know how to fucking tell now. Simpson was typing to me, telling me how. I don't fucking remember.
I don't know. If I have 1,500 in Skyrim, then probably double that in CK.
I ended up starting the fucking CK. Yeah, fuck that thing. I'm just glad Xedit doesn't track the time spent in it, because I'd probably have like 500-600 hours already for fucking Fallout. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, you're crazy.
Excuse me.
Do you do anything besides modding, actually?
Nah, I sit on my ass and just fucking mod shit because I'm bored. I actually had to go work the other day. It was weird. I left the house and the sun was out and shit. It was scary.
Holy shit.
I didn't know what it was at first. I was like, I ran back screaming into the house. No, I'm just...
there it is.
What?
2,037 hours only.
Sounds about right. What was I going to ask? You have any plans for Fallout? Like, do you actually plan to start modding it? Give up on Skyrim? Like, what's the deal with that?
Well, yeah, I do have plans on modding Fallout, but I will need a new system first that can handle it. I don't have anything... I don't have like storyboarded quests or something, but I do have a few things in mind which I think could work in just about any game. It could work in The Elder Scrolls 6 just as well as in Fallout. I don't want to give away the idea.
Well, somebody's already going to steal Pirates of Fallout. They're going to beat you to it. Just watch.
Right. They can do that. But I'm going to do voodoo witch doctors of Fallout.
raise ghouls from fucking people. Just radiation damage them and they come back as ghouls. That'd actually be a really cool quest line. Like, actually being able to use a gun and turn people into ghouls and they follow you and shit. See, now we're giving people ideas. We shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, but one thing, I think a lack of ideas is never the limiting factor for modding.
That's
If
true.
I started playing Fallout, I don't own it right now. As I said, my system can't handle it. But if I started playing within like half an hour, I would have ideas of what to do. You
Yeah,
know?
I ended up with that. MXR actually forwarded a girl to me that had ideas for like a quest mod and shit for Skyrim, and I was like, I felt like the dick, and I'm like, well, the dick that I am, but I was like, oh, somebody's gonna need to point it out to this poor girl. Like, I just wrote a lengthy email to her pointing out basically, the our thoughts on it, which is probably the same, is that the idea people are just like those stoners sitting in their basement hotboxing with their friends, coming up with great ideological things, and then the next night all they're doing is sitting in there getting
Yeah,
high again.
yeah. Yeah, it's one thing that bugs me about the request forums is that essentially they don't serve much purpose, to be honest. You know, people who don't know what it's like to mod, they come up with this great DLC sized ideas, not even fleshed out ideas, and they are like, I don't know a thing about modding, but it should be easy, right?
I saw
No,
I saw one of those on the Fallout forums, and the worst part is he was like
it's not how it works.
the title that he had for it was one of the ones I was going to use for Prelude to Vault, like one of the episode 1 of Vault 273, and I'm like, God damn it. And then I look over it, and what he's got written out is basically like revamping the entire Commonwealth. Like, it's
Yeah,
basically
right.
like Beyond Skyrim again for one person. He's like, I'm going to get started on it in like 8 months when I finish my one follower. I'm like, what? Like, I started to type something out, and then I just put, you know what? Never mind. You'll figure out this ain't gonna happen eventually. it's,
Yeah.
they just go up with like the hugest shit, and then and
Yeah, I think it's safe to say. I mean, I can't look into your mind, but I think it's the same for most mod authors. We have too many ideas, too little time,
yeah,
and occasionally we don't have the skill, right?
and
Or
the
there are engine limitations
oh
even.
yeah, which I actually like this Fallout engine. You'll probably like it when you get into it too, because you're gonna the limitations are a bit less. Like,
Yeah,
I've been using
sounds
scripting.
awesome to me.
Yeah, I've been using scripting functions that I think were inherent in SKSE for Skyrim, because when I pull it up on the Creation Kit wiki, it says it's an SKSE function, yet I can use it in Fallout scripting, which means they implemented a lot of things from that, so we have more functions. But yeah, the other thing that
Well,
got me was I've gotten
did you
the.
did you expect less functions? I mean,
I
of
don't
course.
know. This is Bethesda. Like,
uh, Yeah, I mean, I expected more functions, of course. More stability is what I expect, and I heard good things about
it
stability.
is very stable.
Yeah,
It's surprisingly stable. I
yeah,
don't know. It's been shocking me that how much crap you can get away with, which will always. It'll be interesting to see what crap we can get away with the console peasants too. But the
mm,
I mean, there's obviously going to be like a hard limit to how much crazy shit you can go on at one time, but they'll probably figure that out real fast when they crash. But oh, oh yeah, I was going to tell you, I got the 8th or 9th p.m. This morning from somebody asking me if I could make craftable cars to stack as walls, and they thought it was their own original unique idea. Like, that one kills me. It's like
okay.
this is like the 8th time I've been asked about it, and I've seen like 20 different forum threads. Like, you aren't having original ideas, guys. You're not having original ideas. There is
Yeah,
no original idea. Everybody's had it before at some point.
yeah,
Oh,
everything's inspired by something.
yeah, and that's why I hate people like you stole my idea type of people. It's always fun.
Yeah,
Um, well, what else we got? What else we got? Sorry, everybody, I'm tired. Like, I gotta sleep well, and then I, whatever. Um, I'm the greatest question asker. Okay, what's your worst, like, either your biggest annoyance or the absolute worst comment you've ever gotten that just made you want to kill somebody, or that kind of type of shit?
I'm usually not. I'm not the kind of person that gets really angry at comments or something. I read a stupid comment and I'm like, okay, this is stupid. I delete it and I move on. But so it didn't make me angry or anything. But the one about how there was so much about Christianity in Molak
Oh
Bal, it was
God.
just hilarious. It must have been a troll, but I think it was. It if you want to explain it, you can probably explain it better what the comment was about.
I can't even remember exactly. I just remembered they hated something about the angels, and then the rings of hell being like it was
Yeah,
Christian
basic. No, no.
propaganda.
It was basically not even that there are a few things reminiscent of Christianity, but basically the whole mod was just Christian propaganda, and it felt like an episode of Sunday Funday School. Yeah,
I probably didn't
great.
help by confirming all of their shit when I read it. Like I'm like, yep, you're right. Actually, you found us out. Fucking people. I don't.
Yeah, that was a very memorable one. Usually, as I said, if I get a stupid comment, something like "this mod is stupid," I'm just like, okay, delete and move on. You know.
I've just been having fun with the delete and the ban buttons like crazy. That shit's just been
Yeah.
funny to me. I've taken more pleasure in that than actually like trash. I have a lot of fun trash talking people. Like I don't know. I just like to be
Yeah, I know.
sarcastic, but you get in trouble on the Nexus clearly.
It depends how you do it.
Well, come on. It's just telling them they can go kill themselves for ISIS, and I'll do their request. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah,
It's setting conditions, right?
it
No.
might be a bit offensive to some people.
All right.
Actually, you know.
To ISIS supporters.
For instance, you were asking about the biggest annoyance. I said it in the live stream, but I always hate the kind of people who, when you release a mod, the first thing they ask for is updates. Basically, cool mod, but I'll be waiting for more updates. It's like I put hours upon hours of work into this, and you're saying to me, unless you put more hours of work into it, I won't even bother. You know.
Are the people
So
who put,
it's demotivating. It's not
Yeah.
like yeah.
and I had one of those recently where somebody put tracking until all the bugs are fixed, and I'm sitting here like,
Yeah,
it's on the last version.
yeah.
All the bugs are fixed. You fucking
dude,
fuck.
if you were still tracking until all the bugs in Skyrim are fixed, you would
I
be playing right now.
the
You know?
game, even with all the patches.
Exactly, yeah. With millions of people literally working on it with mods and everything, there are still bugs. Loads of them.
That's so true. I think I want to put that up as like a stock response. If you're waiting for the bugs to be fixed in the base game, keep tracking for infinity.
Yeah,
Fucking people. Oh god, I'm drawing a blank here.
I
I'd
could
say-
keep talking about annoyances and
Yeah,
stuff.
go for it. Keep going until I think of a question.
Yeah, not so much talking about annoyances, but one thing that I dislike is what some people, all right, some people seem to think what feedback is, and I'm not even just talking about negative feedback, also positive feedback, because there is a difference between saying this mod is shit or this mod is good and actually giving feedback. To me, feedback is when you provide reasons why something is good or bad and how it could be improved, you know? And I don't know about you, but I don't get a lot of actual feedback on mods. It's either, and I'm thankful for that, it's either a great mod, I will try it out, or a great mod, I like this or that. But there's not a lot of actual feedback that you could use to improve upon, you know?
Now, I actually agree with that, and I think it's somebody's making a comment because somebody's crabbing about my sticky that I put on all my mods. I don't know if you've seen it, where I say I'm gonna ban. If you post this, I will just insta ban you for life, and if you post this shit, I'll delete it. And somebody was complaining about it. One of the other people made a comment that he said he's seen the best amount of feedback and positive responses or whatever due to that, and I kind of realized that it is true. The people who actually, it's still really minimal. You're right, the amount of feedback, but the feedback that I've been getting recently is actually a hell of a lot better. And the people who are, because I think part of the problem too with that is that you notice in if a mod gets popular, the normal comments are 10 times what I get on my mods when they're popular. And there's a reason for that, because people are scared to post on my mod thread, which I don't blame them because I'm a dick. But the people who are actually posting with constructive criticism and feedback that's actually helpful, they know that their post isn't going to get lost. they're not going to have 150 people posting bullshit on top of their comment that makes it just get buried.
I see.
So
Okay.
you see, there's kind of a mentality there, like why put all the time and effort into typing something out that's good feedback on the mod if you think it's going to get buried, and. I mean, that I think about that too when I post, like especially when I post anything on the Nexus forums, because the Nexus forums, like shit just gets buried in an hour.
Yeah, especially in the mod talk.
Yeah, it just
thing. It's first of all, half of it is taken by sticky posts, right? Sticky topics.
Right. And then you get the people who are
question
spamming.
You get buried by which ENB should I use or
God.
make my mod list for me, stuff like that.
And then my favorites and all of our favorites, the great new mod open world idea. And then the worst part about those is the worst part about those is we can post that up there and we have like all this work to show for it. We get like nobody that wants to come help us. And then these idiots post up this idea thread and there's like 40 people that are like, I'm going to help. And none of them have helped with it to this point. Yeah. We hate you users. Just deal with it. That was just like an aside, like a House of Cards talking to the camera. But any influential mod authors you really like? I think we asked this one in the live stream too. Like anybody that go for it.
In the live stream, it was favorite mod authors, and I was kind of put on the spot, like most of us, I think.
Well, I'm just saying more influential. Like what actually got you into, like what kind of inspires you to do shit?
Jesus, in terms of another mod author, really specifically?
It could be anything actually, other games, etc. Like what?
Okay.
Because I mean, you get the ideas to do things and stuff, and like for instance, my inspiration is more action packed. Like I like to do movie style shit inside of my mods and my quest. I like to have that cinematic type feeling, but there's more action and there's like I'm more Michael Bay and I know this, and I need to get more more Stanley Kubrick. Like I need a little more story and like meaning. But like what influences you to make your shit?
Yeah, okay. I don't know, man. I think it's a combination of a lot of things that I just happen to like. I can't point out specific things, except for maybe in the pirate mod. Of course, I was influenced by Assassin's Creed. In the Scooming Skyrim become a drug dealer mod, I was influenced by Breaking Bad. I'm actually rewatching Breaking Bad and working on an update.
Is there any point in the Skooma mod where you're gonna tell somebody to say my name, bitch?
No, not yet. No, it's loosely inspired. It's not like a copy, Although I've been debating with myself about introducing a Saul Goodman type of character and have Skinny voice him. Great.
That would actually be really good.
Yeah.
Skinny could play the sleazy lawyer pretty good. He could do it.
Yeah, I think so. And for the Voodoo mod, for instance, my inspiration was really... It wasn't like a movie or anything. I just went through pictures of actual witch doctors, what they look like in real life, and ceremonial gear, also Aztec stuff I looked at, and I found that to be really inspiring.
Now, one thing that everybody watching it by this point really wants to hear from you is get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper!
Do you want to get pumped up? Will you voice
It's a really satisfying feeling. It's like somebody's blowing air into your muscles.
Will you voice an Arnold follower?
I think there are better people to voice an actual Arnold follower. There is an Arnold Schwarzenegger follower for Skyrim, and it's amazing.
There is?
Yeah, it's amazing. It has all the weapons and everything.
Like Conan shit?
No, more like Predator shit.
Oh, that'd actually be kind of cool. See, this is the problem. Yeah. This is the problem I have when I don't actually play the game. It's like I miss hilarious. All these mods.
You need to filter by follower category and then most endorsed, right? And then it's like this onslaught of female characters and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I might have to. Yeah, he's a follower, right?
I think so, yeah, or a preset or both. I'm not sure.
Because I got
No,
a.
it must be a follower because it's in a category. So yeah.
And he's voiced. I gotta see that. Hold on.
He's not voiced. He's not
Oh,
voiced.
he's not voiced. No.
No.
Damn it. Because I'm doing that. I'm doing that fucking. I'm doing Marfin, right? And I was just gonna take like Dalian Aloon or some crazy shit with me. I was like, I'd take Arnold. I had a buddy who could do a really good Arnold impersonation. He had the best idea, but then he never like followed through. Like he wanted to do a follower that basically Arnold like follows you at the start of the game. Like you have no choice, right? You have no choice. The moment you start the game, Arnold just like runs up and is like, "I'm going to follow you," and then he fucking comments on everything. Like, so you just go through the main quest, and Arnold would just like make fun of everything. Like, "Stupid owl, you sitting on the chair like a little girly man." I'm like, that'd be the best mod ever.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you make it so it corrupts their game. So the moment they fucking install it, like no matter where you're at, Arnold follows you. And then if the mod gets uninstalled, their game file's just toast. So they can never go without Arnold if they put it in once.
Perfect.
Yeah. That's something we can do, by the way, users. We can fuck your game up. We don't usually. I've always been tempted. Have you ever been tempted to just put something in that just fucks up their game? That's a good question. Because I'm always tempted. Like, I'm always tempted. I'm a terrible person.
No.
You never just want to put something in there that, like, if they just do something that's totally against your mod, it just shuts their game down?
No.
You're too nice. And you're lying.
The thing that comes closest to this is I had a few people in the pirate mod page, ask me about, you should add like a sea kraken monster and there should be an actual fight and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I'm gonna animate that and make the mod and everything. Dream on. And so I put in the options for the mod. There is one option to activate the sea kraken monster fight! ! And when you choose to do so, it says, "Okay, deleting all save games now."
You know, you can make like a big file and just make the big file a blue screen of death and just play the big file.
Yeah, true.
Freak people out. Yes, users and people watching, mod authors are pricks. But there's a lot of fun shit you can. I don't know. I think when I look at modding, is that I always see like all the potential of what you can do. And then one of my friends pointed out very well that I always sit around and ask the why instead of asking the why not. Or no, sorry. I ask the why not. I don't ask the why.
Yeah.
Like I just fucking I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Let's just let's make an overkill voice mod. Like I have no filter on what I fucking make when I'm modding. Like there's tons of shit that just never. That's actually another good question. Like how much shit have you made that doesn't get released? Because I know mine is pretty big on that department.
I'd say 99% of my stuff isn't released.
Jesus, okay, yours is a lot bigger than mine in that department.
First of all, I modded for years for Morrowind and never released anything, right?
Okay.
So, and Skyrim also, yeah. The thing about, sometimes I mention this and then people are like, you really should release your personal perk overhaul or something like that. But the thing they don't understand is it's a jumbled mess, you know. It's everything in one ESP file all over the place.
It's true.
I would have to disentangle everything, and yeah.
I think that might be true if I actually played the games, because I'm one of the weird ones who actually doesn't play the game. Once I start modding it, I end up getting too caught up in making the mods.
Yeah, you see, I do play the game, but I still spend more time like developing a character in the kit, like making special skills for the characters, special home, a quest line maybe even for the character, and then I play the character until he's level 25 and I stop. You know, I do play, but I do play the CK way more, so to speak.
It's that itch to create. It's fun.
Right.
That's what I was trying to tell people, like somebody else who's asking for shit, and I'm like, just go learn how to do it. It'll probably take you less time to learn how to do it than to find somebody to do, whatever for you. And it's I don't know. People think that it's like all magic and shit what we do, and what we really do is basically every time we boot up the CK, we're basically turning on our car. and then we're hitting the gas and driving right into a brick wall. And then we do it again, and then we do it again. And sooner or later, we've broken the brick wall down, except for there's another one behind it.
Right.
That makes
or
sense.
sometimes you drive the same road 99 times and no problems, and then the 100th time suddenly there's a brick wall out of nowhere.
It's not a brick wall. It's an alien that flies by, drops off 3 cows that start fucking, and then like it's that bad. Like the fucking bugs can be so stupid.
Yeah, sometimes. But it's funny you would say that. I think, certainly some people think it's magic. It's like way too hard to learn. And other people think it's really easy. It's just
That's
like
true.
checking a
It's in
checkbox that says activate a Kraken fight or something. That's not how it works.
Activate a Kraken fight. It just creates all the animations and the Kraken.
Yeah. There's this checkbox in the CK. It says make everything immersive, and I never seem to hit it. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know where it's at. If somebody can find it and let me know.
It moves around a bit.
Every time you boot up, it's in a different spot.
Yeah.
So what's the this is a curious one. What's the craziest bug you've ever seen while testing your own shit, trying to release it?
You're putting me on the spot. Crazy stuff. I don't know, man. I don't think I can think of anything too funny.
Actually, I got another question on the. Okay, it's no hidden thing. Like the fucking in Molag Ball's Inferno, the quest we did together as a group. I love your dungeon layout. I love the settings for it, and I think you have some direct lineage to Hitler when you started including the enemies. That's the part that killed me. But as far as like level design, etc., in that one, I thought it was fucking phenomenal. And the puzzles, the jumping puzzles, just the level design. Like as far as like greed goes, etc. Do you have any plans to actually make like dungeons and shit for anything in Fallout or more in Sky? Because I know you've done the pirates, you've done the voodoo thing and shit, but it looks like you're missing some points on making dungeons, because that thing was fucking good as far as level design and everything.
Well, thank you. And I agree with the enemies. I mean, yeah, it's a valid criticism.
Well, and something just to clear up, but I don't hate him for it. For everybody listening, this I talked with him before when we did it, and he did numb them down a bit. And the thing is that you end up with different types of people. You have the people who hated anger because of the puzzles, and there's a lack of enemies, and you have the people who loved greed because it has so many enemies.
In anger, really.
There was if you did it right, there was a lack, but you know what I'm saying. But okay, what I mean is that there's the people who are going to love something and the people who are going to hate something, and they're both the vocal fuckers.
Sure.
So we have the people who hated greed, and then we had the people who loved greed for the same reason the other people hated it. So we knew there would. I knew there would be going in with it that there would be the people who wanted the hack and slash nonstop, and then there'd be people like me who actually hated the amount of enemies in there. So it's not like you're going to win either direction. Even if you hit the middle ground, you're still going to get the vocal people on both sides. So it's not like I hate them for that part of it. It's just there's going to be, you always end up with people on both ends of the spectrum. So my opinion's my opinion on that one.
Right.
I just wanted to clear that up.
Let me just say this. So basically, I understand your opinion. You have been voicing it ever since September in the Skype chat we are in. So yeah, I agree. There are too many enemies for my taste, even for my taste. But that's not necessarily something you realize, or at least I didn't realize it when I made it. While replaying it, I realized there are too many enemies. But the thing about Molag Bal's Inferno is I was so burnt out after making this dungeon, and then, having to deal with trolling from users and other people. I just didn't want to download like a 500 megabyte file and re-upload it, which would have taken me days.
How did it ever get so big? Like, what the fuck is in our file? Like, it is so
I don't know.
huge.
Basically, what I'm saying is I was burnt out of the mod and a bit annoyed by trolls and stuff. I thought, why should I be spending more time in making changes to it? But I agree. I think the level design is cool. That's why I did it this way. Too many enemies, but that's one thing basically. It's not like it's one issue. Yeah, too
Yeah,
many
but
enemies.
I was just wondering, like, are you gonna make more? I like your dungeon design.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like your level design.
Okay, yeah.
just-
Your second question was whether there will be more dungeons from me. Yeah, why not? The thing about what I realized making Greed was that making a dungeon it has many pitfalls. Like as you said, there will always be the people who complain about too many puzzles or too few puzzles or too many enemies, too few enemies, it being too hard, it being not hard enough, etc. You cannot satisfy everybody with a dungeon.
And you'll get the equal amount of complaints on both sides of the spectrum
Right.
on the same mod.
Right.
It's so good.
So basically, what I'm trying to say is, in terms of making it, I had way less fun than I had making Pirates or making my Skooma mod. But I like the end result, and so why not? Yeah, maybe I will be doing more.
Something else I want to point out too is I did not play your boss fight legitimately. No, I didn't play it legitimately until 2.5, 3 months later, where I actually played it and decided to do the entire boss fight because all the people complaining that it crashed their shit, and I just wanted to see. And like, because I always would run in with my god cheat weapon that we both made one. I think I think that mod has multiple god weapons in it that are just hidden. But I would just walk in and one shot your boss, right? And then I actually played, because I was liking Dio's bosses, and then I played your boss from start to finish with an actual, like, I played in god mode still, but I played with like a legit weapon, so I couldn't just insta kill him. And I was just like, holy fucking shit! Like, it was actually really, really extremely well done for a boss fight. And that kind of blew me away a little bit.
Not to toot my own horn, or how do you say this figure of speech? You know what I want to say? Like, I don't want to come off as being insanely arrogant by saying this, but
I've told everybody, anybody in a video interview with me will never reach the level of douchebag I am, so you'll always come across. You could literally say that you want to go shoot babies in the street, and people are still going to think I'm the bigger douchebag in this interview, okay? You're good.
Right. Okay, so what I wanted to say was, show me a better boss fight in Skyrim. In the vanilla.
Dante. Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Dante is awesome too, but I'm saying, like, is there a better boss fight in the vanilla game?
No.
I don't think so. I think Alduin is... Sorry, but Alduin is just another dragon. He doesn't have his own stage or anything, which I think is a big letdown. It's just another dragon with more HP and more damage. Mirak, the boss from Dragonborn, I don't know. He doesn't do a lot of moves. He has a few shouts, but it's nothing special, really. I think the best boss fight in the vanilla game is from Dawnguard, but still, yeah. And my guy, he has like this unique mechanic. He summons Armageddon in different kinds of variations. He has special moves and shit like that. I think it's a well done boss fight. Also, scripting wise, it should be pretty stable, at least in the new version. The thing that's debatable is how much health he should have. And that of course depends on what when people ask me about balance, or they complain about something being too hard, too easy, what they don't realize is, first of all, this is an open world game. You can play immersively. You can play in a way that you hold back on certain things, or you can min-max, right? Then you can have a shitload of mods which alter your balance. So it comes down to 1 million different factors which factor into balance, and I can't possibly balance for everybody. So I balance for my characters, and if I feel they can take on my boss, then I say that's fine. No,
See, so but one of the things that I wished, like, because I mean, clearly in the Dante fight, I focused on environmental problems. Like, I focused on mechanics, etc. Like, after playing yours and then having gone through with Dio's, like, God, I would
see. That's another thing about Molag Bal's Inferno, because I don't know if people realize this, but we were a team, but everybody made their separate dungeon. There wasn't much of coordination, right? like I had no clue how long or how short another dungeon will be, or how strong the bosses will be in the other dungeons. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But really, I don't want to sit here defend my
Oh no,
oversized
yours is fine. Like
boss. Yeah,
I think it was all cool because it was unique to each other. Like I mean, my end boss in
right,
Anger
right.
is a
Yeah,
pushover. Like it's
that's also the beauty of Moloch Boss.
yeah,
You
it's
you need to keep in mind that you are venturing into hell, right? You're not entering another bandit cave in Skyrim. You are venturing into hell, and you're experiencing the different circles of hell. So of course you're in for a ride.
see what I'd love to see though is I was trying to I would love to see my level of detail as far as like mechanics go exterior to the boss with your level of detail of the boss, and then let Dio make the dungeon and the atmosphere. Like, oh my god, it would probably be
And the
fucking
music.
epic. Oh, and the music, you're right. He could do the music. Like that would be fucking awesome because I do. I spend way like I didn't spend enough time on Dante himself as he was just a normal boss, and the rest was like exterior mechanics. And then yours was like 100% like that boss and the shit that he was doing and all the mechanics based off of him and his health and etc., which was really cool. And then Dio's atmospheres were fucking phenomenal for the boss dungeons. Like I don't know. We quite kind of missed a ball, but we had such a short, narrow window. It would never have worked if we had actually tried to collab. You know, if we'd all tried to work together and share ideas, we would never have gotten it done in the time frame we did.
Yeah,
Which
probably.
there's no way it would have just we were already too much of a clusterfuck anyway.
I think it was all right. A bit of a clusterfuck is always involved in a team project like this.
It's definitely fun though. Yeah. So what time is it for me? Because I'm gonna have to leave pretty soon. All right. One more big question, because everybody hates, like a lot of people are like, oh, why do you ask this every time? Well, yeah, because it's something that needs to be asked. What do you think of paid modding? Like, what do you think's gonna happen? What are your ideas? What do you hope? What do you hate? Just anything. Just like hit it from start to finish if you want.
Right. Okay. I think first of all, I don't think I've heard like one argument against the concept itself that doesn't just come down to, well, I don't want to pay for mods, so this can't happen, right? I think if it's done correctly, it can benefit everybody. If it's done in the way we have seen in the past, it has a lot of issues, and it would probably develop horribly. But yeah, I actually think if paid modding was to become a thing, that in the long run, maybe not right in the beginning, but in the long run, the mod quality would improve. It would definitely help to attract more talent, like from professionals who would turn to making 3D assets for mods, if they could earn money that way. So yeah, I think it could benefit everybody in the long run, but it depends on the implementation, obviously. And one of the biggest issues I had with the way it was implemented in last year in April was that Bethesda basically wanted the community to police for copyright infringement. And I think you can't have that. That's really, I don't know what they were thinking. So it was a bit odd.
Well, we view the community pretty stupid anyway.
Yeah.
Well, and part of the problem, like, it wasn't the community. They wanted like us to police for our own mods. So like if 1,000 mods were uploaded a day, we'd have to
Right.
look through every single one of them to see if somebody stole our work, which is like people steal
Right.
your work
And
every
essentially,
day.
you would have to buy every mod to see if somebody stole an asset from you. It could be something like just a texture, or just a normal map or something, and you would have to download every mod. Stupid. Just to police yourself. I don't know.
I don't even know how they're gonna manage to ever pull that off. It's just
Yeah. But you and me, we were talking about whether it would be coming back for Fallout, right?
mm.
And you were saying that there were three options. Could you state them again?
Oh yeah, I think that they're either not going to do it,
Right.
which I think would be stupid as far as from a business standpoint, because of their upkeep for the website, etc. I think that they could delay doing it, like release and then wait for the PlayStation version, so months and months in, which I think would once again be extremely stupid, because then you'll get that same bandwagon of, well, the mods have been free so far, people on the PlayStation and Xbox. Or they could do it initially, which I think is their best bet. Like, hit it out the park right off the bat, and then just take the flack, take the heat, which I think
Right,
would actually serve them better in the long
because
run.
one of the reasons why they pulled out so quickly was they wanted to avoid bad press for Fallout, right?
Yeah.
But that wouldn't be the issue right now.
No, they've probably got 4 years till another game.
Exactly.
So,
So they could make it through the storm and then reap the rewards.
yeah, and
So-
I mean, make no mistake about it, Bethesda is the biggest winner as far as if they do
Yeah,
pay
of course. But I mean, if I don't know. I'm looking at my pirate mod, for instance, but it's not the best example. But if I'm looking at the quote unquote unique downloads, right? It has like close to 100,000. If just 1,000 people would have bought it for $1 or something, which I think is all right, right? I would have made $250 with the last cut, right? And I would be a happy man, really. I would be making mods like this all day, every day, basically.
Yeah, and that's really what I want to do with it too. I mean, just like putting the money back into it, getting voice actors. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. You can do this right now. I mean, you can out of your own pocket, but
what's what I
if
do.
you could actually reinvest those $250 into a new mod, it would just go on and improve and improve.
So that's one thing I'm definitely gonna tout my own boat on this one. What people don't realize is that we paid all the voice actors for More Like Balls Inferno. I paid them out of my pocket.
Right, you did.
I paid the voice actors for Dragon Break. I try to. You just get better quality when you get the more professional people, and it's. But I mean, that's something that people don't realize is that. I mean, I've paid for 3D models in the past too. I mean, it's just like. It's more than a hobby for a lot of us. We love doing what we do, and if we see something that can throw into it, we throw money at it, and that's why it's, if you donate to any author, donate to your favorite authors, donate to Big, do whatever. If you've used their shit, donate to them. I mean, you got to realize that these people are spending hundreds and hundreds of hours of their time into this crap, and they often put out money of their own in order to do some of the shit, whether it's by Photoshop, by Substance Painter, by just anything they need to fucking make their shit, and they do it out of their own pocket for love of doing it, and then you guys get a benefit. And so there you go.
Right.
There's your pimp the mod author. Go donate to him. Plug of the day.
Right. One thing that Apollo said in the last episode was that whether it could be a viable business model for people, right? And he basically said for something like his Money Marco mod, it wouldn't be viable because they are spending so much time, so many people are working on it, right? They would have to make millions on this mod to make it viable, right? But this is not what I'm talking about. It might not work for like huge beyond Skyrim type of mods. But what I think would definitely improve in quality is stuff like armors. For instance, you can make a quality armor, release it on the Nexus, and it would make hot files. In the beginning of paid modding, you could make a quality armor, release it, and sell it maybe for $1 or 50 cents, I don't know. But eventually, people will sell 2 quality armors for $1, and then it will become an armor collection, an armor and weapon collection, made from professionals who do this on the side to make, make something they like and make a little bit of side money on it. So I think people could benefit from it.
Well, see, I have a slight disagreement with you. I think you could make a decent profit off of part of the problems they've been having with Manny Marco is that their structure.
No, I was specifically talking about those huge.
Yeah, I get you. What I'm trying to say is that I think what I'm going to start doing, I'm going to start producing in episodes of anywhere from 4 to 8 hours of gameplay in that department of different episodes following a quest line, right? But I think if you can throw money at something, it gets done. And that actually changes your efficiency rating.
True.
So
yeah.
like beyond Skyrim and shit, you're right. At those levels, you're never gonna make the money back. But if you're doing like detailed quests and crap like that maybe takes you a month to pump out or 2 months to pump out, and then you pay like
Exactly.
4 or 5 voice
Exactly,
actors
yeah.
and some 3D modelers. Sure, if you're out of pocket a few $1,000s within a few months, but you make 10,000 back or something, and then you can invest that into the next one to make it even faster. You end
Yeah.
up building on what you're doing, and I think that might be viable. It's definitely not for anything that's huge game changing, or that affects like so much crap that it's crazy. Because
Right.
there's those, and
Right.
they take a
But
while.
but on average, for the for the mod that adds a good amount of content, it would work. It would improve in quality, at least the way I see it. Of course, no one can foresee the future.
It's true.
The clusterfuck which I expect will be console modding, right?
That's why I was talking to some guy, like one of the guys who did traits and perks. I was trying to merge or whatever. I was letting him know that he's like, if you want to make a compatibility patch with it and then use it in yours, and I was like, I really don't. I don't, especially with the consoles coming. Like, I don't want to slave any of my mods to anybody else's mods, because I have a feeling that's not going to go over well with console users. Because you tell people who are modding on Nexus it's no big deal for us. You're like, oh, we have to download SKSE and then download this and then download this and then you can download my mod. Like I was just looking at it at Skyrim. There's some fucking mods where you have to download 6 other mods to make work. And even I think that's fucking obscene. But I understand that for a lot of people who've been modding for years, they're just like, oh yeah, that makes sense. You give that to a fucking console user, they are gonna shit pass over your mod so fast it'll make your head spin.
True.
They don't want to install 6 different things, and I think that's going to be an interesting phenomenon to start dealing with, because so many people are used to basing their mods on other mods, and it's going to be really interesting to see where that takes us, because it's I don't know. I don't know, because especially when they release SKSE, like, or the Fallout, the F whatever the fuck, Fallout scripted, whatever the fuck's supposed to be. It's I think it's like F4 SE or something. When they release that, like, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna allow Bethesda to integrate it, or if they keep it on the side, how are console users ever gonna use it?
Yeah, that would be really interesting to see. I mean, I cannot imagine. I mean, developers, they have something like honor, I suppose. How would you feel as a developer working for Bethesda if you introduce paid modding and then people use functions from a third party because you didn't include those functions in your game, and then you are earning money from that? It's obscure. It's insane.
It is interesting. And the biggest part about that one, though, by the way, is that they include the functions in the base engine, because they obviously have to realize when you're pressing a key, right? But they just don't release that in the creation kit for us to use.
True.
And that's the kind of bullshit that I hate. Like, just give us the ability to, like, seriously, how hard is it to just fucking release your thing that lets us detect when a key's pressed?
If modding is coming back, then Bethesda needs to step up their game when it comes to sharing stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Sharing the plugins or whatever, supporting tools, and that kind of stuff. Also fixing bugs and functions which don't work and stuff like that.
No, because somebody will be able to release the unofficial Fallout patch to fix it and then charge $1 for it, and then Bethesda gets a double dip on their mistake.
Yeah, no.
All right.
That's the kind of thing that I don't see working, really.
I don't know. Let's go. Let's make a bet right now, okay? And if they do paid modding, I will own up to this one. And if they do paid modding, and we'll give it a 6-month window from the start of paid modding to this bet expiring, right? I bet you that there will be an unofficial, like, patch fix that fixes tons of bugs, and it will be up for sale. $10. $10.
But will it be the extent of what we see in Skyrim? I mean, anybody can fix a few things and say this is the unofficial Fallout 4 patch,
All right. We'll make that caveat. We'd have to agree that it's actually functionable and usable. I can live with that. Like, it's actually functionable, usable, and fixes a couple hundred things at minimum within that time frame.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily disagree that this might be a possibility.
You don't want to lose the $10.
I'm just saying it would be. I don't see that happening because if you are Bethesda and you would do such a thing, I mean, it's just
Hey,
inviting the trolls.
I'm a sarcastic asshole, and I have no faith in them, even though I love their products. So I think it'll happen. I think they're. I don't know.
But I
I
think
don't
you're
know.
right with the delayed reintroduction of paid modding. I think that's what's happening.
I hope they do it right off the rip, just from an intelligence standpoint. But I don't know.
Because as you said, it's too big a market. It's too big of an opportunity to just.
But if they delay, they're asking for the same blowback. Like that's the like they make some really stupid business decisions, in my opinion. They really do. Like you know, I can respect games that delay their release in order to fix things. I really do. There's been a couple of games that are like that where they're just like, well, now we're pushing it another 4 months because we need to fix all this shit. And then you get ones like Bethesda who are just like, well, we're releasing on this goddamn day and that's it, period. Like, it's like, no, fix your shit, do some testing, fix your crap. Like, and the same thing with the silence during the paid modding. Like, it was just like all of Bethesda just took a fucking holiday for 4 days.
Right. You're saying your best bet would be, or your desired outcome would be that they introduce it right away,
Instantly, right off
instantly, and also that they introduce it. Okay, guys, you now have the tools and you can make them paid. Go for it. Because last time it was a select amount of mod authors
and
who
I think
prepared
it's, by the
something
way,
in advance.
I think it's gonna be again because they're already in the CK beta. I'm clearly not in it after my responses to fucking Grandstaff.
Right.
For those who don't know, I was offered initially, and I was my normal self to Bethesda staff members, which got me right out of the CK beta before it even started. Not surprising. Mostly because I probably wouldn't have signed the NDA because they probably are discussing paid modding. But I think they'll do that again. Like that one, I hope they don't do again because that was so stupid. What people don't realize, and this is something that is really, really shady when you think about it. And yeah, all you people who participated in paid modding, yeah, this one's on you. When they released paid modding, the only people who could sell shit were the fucking people who were in it from the start for like a week or two, because every other mod that went up had to wait a week before it could get sold. So there's a reason all those mod authors who fucking released shit and were in on it didn't say a damn thing and went along with it, because they were the only ones who could sell shit for a week or two, and that is a massive capitalist advantage. They fucking were the only people who could sell shit. You saw all the mods go up on Steam, but none of them could be bought. Because you couldn't. They had to. The only mods that were up on Steam that could actually be bought were the ones that were put up by the people before the system was released on the initial day. Because the system was only up for 5 days, and it took 7 days in order for your mod to be able to be sold after putting it up. So those people who were involved with it off the rip had an entire week, that 5 days. They were guaranteed a week where their mods were the only ones that would be featured and sold. So they were bribed by Bethesda and sucked off the tit of capitalism right there.
I wouldn't want to harp too much on them, on the mod authors, but I just think from a business standpoint, like this is a really odd way to introduce paid modding. If you're going to do this, basically, if you are saying, okay, we are going to invite some people to make mods for paid modding, then you really need to make sure that what is going behind the paywall will be like quality, awesome stuff. And I don't want to be insulting, but the stuff was regular Nexus hotfile stuff. At times not even that.
Wasn't even that crowbar.
Right.
Crowbar. Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's why I want the initial. Like if they do the initial, they hemorrhage all the like it's getting it out of the way. Like drawing out the bleeding isn't a good idea. Like you basically want to, if they're gonna go through what they went through with the whole Steam shit, you want to get it out of the way initially, right off the rip, out in the open, shoot it all, take all the flack, bandage your wounds, keep it going. Like you don't want to draw out the stupidity for months and months and months. That's just it seems really, really stupid, especially when they've already made like $1 billion selling the game. They're going to make another $250 million selling their DLC. Like, you've made your money. take the hit, take the flack, and try to give back to the mod authors if you have to. Like, and in the end, they'll make more money than we do by 3-1. So fucking do it. Like, but yeah, I don't get them. I don't, and they never release anything. Like, if they would just come out and start releasing their thoughts on paid modding, and they might do it, etc., they would start to garner all the heat right now, right? So in 3 weeks, fucking people get tired.
Yeah, but if they did it now, it would hurt DLC sales, no? Don't you think?
Maybe.
Yeah, so if I was Bethesda, I would definitely wait after the DLC has sold.
But you don't do it now. You talk about it. You talk to the community. You don't make a decision one way or the other, even if you've already made one.
That's not Bethesda style, man.
I know.
Talking.
Just get the
talking. It's not their style.
Like somebody said, like they're like the CIA, and I'm like, no, the CIA is more open, and you can see more about what they're doing. Like, fuck. But anyway, we've gone on for an hour. Anything closing you want to say? Go for it. Yap about any future projects. How you want to go get pumped up, and it feels like you're coming every day. I don't think that
blood is rushing into your muscles. It's like air.
We're talking about a fucking Arnold video where he talks about being pumped up is like coming all day and all night and all the time.
If you are the kind of person that goes to the gym and you don't know about Arnold Schwarzenegger, the pump, then immediately close this window, open another one on YouTube, and type in Arnold Schwarzenegger, the pump. That's my closing statement.
That's the best closing statement ever. All right, I'm ending this one. Have a good one, Big. And
you too.
Another hour plus interview. Jesus. All right, bye.
All right, bye.